Sardinia, an island paradise in the Mediterranean Sea, home to indigenous wonders and rare species of wildlife dating back centuries. Some who soar higher and accelerate faster than any other creature. Admired for their vision and intelligence, falcons of Sardinia have adapted to form their own unique species. Falco Eleonorae carry the name of a woman as extraordinary as they are. Knowingly or not, when 19th century ornithologist Giuseppe Gene christened the falcons of Sardinia, he memorialized attributes shared by the birds and their namesake. Giudicessa Eleonora D'Arborea ruled the Sardinian domain of Arborea from 1383 to 1404, expanding its territory from 1/4 to 3/4 of the island. She was the first and only female Sardinian ruler and one of few female monarchs in Europe during the 14th century. Her gender was least among her notable distinctions. Eleonora maintained Arborean and thus Sardinian independence from the spreading crown of Aragon. The Giudicessa created the Carta de Logu, or Charter of Laws, which codified in writing oral directives of her predecessors, amending, adding, and correcting them according to contemporary needs. She required that the document be available to all people in their local dialects, so that everyone could understand and weigh the consequences of their actions. Eleonora was born and raised in a dynastic ruling family to Mariano IV of Arborea and his wife, the Catalanese aristocrat Timbora de Rocamberti. Both educated in Barcelona, at the court of King Alfonso IV of Aragon, the couple made manifest their learning after they ascended the throne of their dominion, the Giudicati Arborea, on the island of Sardinia. Together they developed the Arborean capital city, Oristano, into a thriving cosmopolitan center of commerce, education, and the arts. Eleonora's parents, Mariano and Timbora, defied King Alfonso IV, their Aragonese patron, by refusing their expected vassalage for his empire. Instinctually independent, they embraced the way of the falcon, nimbly changing course, shrewdly unpredictable, benefiting their province with wisdom of observation. Their leadership nourished Arborea. Oristano, the capital of this Sardinian province, blossomed to resemble Barcelona, the jewel in the crown of Aragon. Timbora de Rocamberti, Eleonora's mother, insisted that she receive not only traditional female guidance, but also the same education as her brother, Ugoni, the future Giudice. By doing so, she assured that her daughter would internalize a rare combination of knowledge, skills, and attributes. Eleonora developed contrasting character traits similar to the distinctions in Falco Eleonorae. Unlike other falcon species, those of Sardinia wear either one of two color schemes, costuming different personalities. Pale morphs interact more communally. They are less personally dominant, but more proactively aggressive. Dark morphs are more solitary and territorial. They nest at higher altitudes among less dense populations. Eleonora displayed the pale side of her nature in matrimony with Brancaleone of the Genoese merchant family Doria, with landholdings in the Republic of Genoa and on the island of Sardinia. While fulfilling her domestic bridal responsibilities, she deployed her darker aptitudes to establish individualized arrangements with the ruler of Genoa, a key adversary of Aragon. These diplomatically advantageous financial deals were far from typical. They set Eleonora's family apart, protecting their future security and providing territorial protections to her homes in Genoa and Sardinia. In 1383, while mothering her two young sons and attending to her husband in Genoa, Eleonora received word that her brother, Giudice Ugoni III of Arborea, was killed by disgruntled nobles in a popular uprising in Sardinia. Without hesitation, she seized the moment, transforming herself, like the falcons who suddenly changed their behavior for long-term advantage. Most of each year, Eleonora falcons sustain themselves on insects, liberating others from annoyance by these bugs. When the need arises to protect and nourish their dominion, they become predators of all sky migrants. Eleonora, performing her own metamorphosis from gentle to fierce, commanded the vulnerable Arborean throne. When Eleonora ascended to Giudicessa, her husband, Brancaleone Doria of Genoa, ventured alone to Barcelona, seeking approval from King Peter IV of the Kingdom of Aragon. Did he go at his wife's request? Did he go of his own volition? Did he defy Eleonora or offer decoy for her empowerment? Historians rage and debate. In any case, the separation fulfills falcon-like instincts. The monogamous birds mate for life, but spend only the necessary time together. Eleonora knew she would succeed without a man by her side. Eleonora's reign mirrored her falcon's way of life. She preferred not to build new castles, as do the birds, who find crevices, cavities, and shelters previously built by others. Instead of cloistering herself, she traveled among the people of Arborea and throughout the island of Sardinia. She visited towns, villages, and cities. She met with people at all levels of society. The Giudicessa granted tax exemptions and reorganized administrations to decentralize the government. She intervened personally in local issues. She gave everyone their own voice and her own perceptive ear. Like Sardinian falcons, who nest communally to share protection of their breeding areas, Eleonora fostered communities of reciprocity and equality. The Giudicessa's education imbued mastery to engage with others in any vernacular. Her adaptability echoes the Falco Eleonora's communicative vocabulary. She listened and responded to her people's wants and needs. She facilitated improvements through commerce and agriculture. Eleonora resolved peace agreements with one king after another, while refusing to compromise Sardinian sovereignty. The Giudicessa's vision produced the Carta de Logu, exercising falcon-like eyes which see more than a mile in multiple directions and track 3 moving objects simultaneously. In Eleonora, this manifested as perceiving the past to inform the present and anticipate the future. She is reported to have given the world many of the first written safeguards against corruption while ensuring gender equity, social equality, education conservation, and environmental protection. Her Carta de Logu gave name and punishment to the crime of misfeasance, the wrongful exercise of lawful authority. It hardened penalties for the crime of rape, such that a rapist could not avoid prosecution by marrying his victim, which he could before, even against her will. It expanded inheritance regulations, giving daughters the same rights as sons. It protected child orphans by requiring the appointment and monitoring of guardians. It delineated defendants' rights, including legal representation, judgment by a panel of good men, prohibition against torture, and the right to appeal a guilty verdict. It distinguished between people who kill deliberately and those who lack intent. It forbade the destruction of books, subjecting culprits to the gouging of an eye and hanging for repeat offenders. It regulated the burning of grass stubble, which continues to cause decimating fires throughout Sardinia. It protected falcons with punishments comparable to those for homicide. This territorial charter of laws, put forth by Eleonora, the first and only Giudicessa of Arborea on the island of Sardinia, was adopted and upheld by Spanish colonizers for over 400 years. Sadly, the reign of Giudicessa Eleonora came to an end when bubonic plague, known as the Black Death, took her life in 1404. But her spirit lives on in the birds who bear her name, in the original copy of her Carta de Logu, and in the Sardinian people who continue to pursue sovereign independence to this day in the name of Eleonora.
Was uncommon for girls to hold big dreams, yeah. Less likely they dreamt about their country. But when a girl was taught how to write and read, reform was sure to be seen. And it was calculated, like how falcons find their prey, and it was audacious, like how falcons shift their weight and die barbarically, securing the fate of the food that they will soon taste. Eleonora D'Arborea of falconry. Eleonora D'Arborea, the revolutionary. Her name, motherhood, drove her desire. how she governed to succeed. Her passion, a figure magnifier, in no way did it make her weak. She led an army to be relentless by proving her eternal love. Oh, to giving everybody the chance to be equal and do what they want. She was devoted, like how falcons made for life, and she was assertive, like how a falcon's beak strikes the insect as a sacrifice to keep its chicks alive. Eleonora D'Arborea, a falconry. Eleonora D'Arborea, the revolutionary.